Warning, this video and all other videos on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The content of this video and all other videos on this channel are the opinions of the creator only and do not constitute legal, trading, investment, or financial advice of any kind. Investing carries a high level of risk and the majority of retail clients lose money. Do not invest any capital unless you understand the risks and you are prepared to lose it all. Alright, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and things are getting pretty wild for your average market participant. But honestly, I don't think anything has changed whatsoever. And I know a bunch of you are going to disagree. And if you disagree, honestly, I don't have the energy for you. So you can leave. For everyone else, I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to stay objective. I'm going to keep saying the same things I've been saying every single day of the week. I'm going to show you that with objective evidence, data, charts, and all of that, that really nothing is out of the ordinary whatsoever. I know a bunch of crypto Twitter has lost its mind, but frankly, these people are being babies, okay? And you're going to see that as well. I'm going to prove that to you as well. So in the meantime, all I ask is, if you don't like what I said so far, just leave, okay? I don't have the time. I don't have the energy for you guys. If you're interested in looking at objective charts and you don't mind me repeating myself again, then stick around. You're probably going to like this one. For those of you that know, okay, you know what time it is. And if you don't know, let's click in here and be fair to anyone in case you're brand new to the channel. Okay, it's probably Dalai Lama time, okay? What is Dalai Lama? It's this meme that creates a Greek letter mu pattern. I think that's probably what's in play. I think you're going to see that in a minute. And before we get there, fitting in with this theme of if you know, you know, okay, the US Federal Reserve has got ransomware attacked. And apparently they've already exfiltrated 33 terabytes of banking information. So I'm telling you now, this is a warm-up, it's a trial run, it's an inside job. That's all I have to say about that. Meanwhile, over in Russia, the Moscow exchange has suffered a DDoS attack, okay, a distributed denial of service. So, more warm-ups? I think so. If you know, you know. If you don't, just tune in every day, okay? Tune in every day, put in the work, and everything's going to be fine. I wanted to point at this very quickly because this is good news, bad news, okay? There's a whole heap of FUD going around at the moment. The German government is dumping $3 billion, and Mt. Gox is about to apparently dump another $9 billion. Okay, so sounds bad, right? Sounds bad. But really, the only people this is bad for are the poor victims of Mt. Gox. Number one, okay, 9 plus 3 is significantly less than the average trading volume for Bitcoin, which of course sits at $24 billion. It gets worse for these people because under Japanese law, just like we saw with FTX, these Mt. Gox creditors are only going to get $483 per Bitcoin in Bitcoin. So if you held one whole Bitcoin back in the Mt. Gox days, okay, and that's what you're owed, you're actually only going to get 0.008 Bitcoin per Bitcoin that you held, which drastically reduces that $9 billion of sell-side pressure, okay, to just 72 million paid out to customers. So what a racket. But again, it goes to show that this is the closest we've been to this actually being able to impact the market, okay? All the prior times I've covered Mt. Gox, it's been going on for years, and all of those times, it's simply been FUD, okay? Oh, they're going to sell all this Bitcoin, oh, they're going to dump it on the market, blah, blah, blah. They never did. It never showed up. But now, this was finally their chance. This was finally their chance to dump 9 billion into the market. Again, not that it really mattered, because we had 22, 24 billion in daily volumes, but that 9 billion has only become 72 million. Okay, so who are the real losers here? Only the people that lost their Bitcoin in the Mt. Gox, right? And of course the people that lack the cojones to zoom out and stay unemotional during a Bitcoin cycle low. I also want to point out, as I often say, every time we get to a cycle low, okay, what do they serve to do? The cycle lows serve to reset and flush sentiment, okay? That is their job. Are we not resetting and flushing the sentiment? I think we are. Also, I often say when we get to a cycle low, the cycles are in control and us traders and the news and everyone else appends a narrative to justify the price action, okay? But anyone that had been on this channel any time at all, any day, and I post every day, would have seen what? This cycle low waiting here. I was talking about getting this pullback. I was talking about potentially seeing a touch of the second angle. There it is, okay? Right on schedule. Is anything really out of the ordinary? I don't think it is. Have we flushed and reset the sentiment into that cycle low? Yes, I would say we have. Are we about to Dalai Lama our way out of here and go on and set a third angle right when nobody expects it? I think so. Is it reasonable for me to say I'm invalidated here? When we're holding above my second angle, okay? Notice how everyone using log as well. That's a personal preference thing, okay? I'm not suggesting you shouldn't use log or whatever. It's my personal preference that I use regular. But notice how the people that are in log are selling breakdowns at the moment. Right into a cycle low, and if you stayed on regular, what have we got? A near perfect touch, Okay, a near perfect touch, still haven't been stopped out, still got a nice candidate for a swing and reversal. Meanwhile, look at the backdrop. People are out here dying. They're dying. They can't deal with the fire, okay? So again, FUD expected, okay? Cycle low expected, resetting of sentiment expected. We got all of that. Happy days so far. The fear and greed index, I am sure is broken, okay? I'm sure of that because this is what it really feels like. But there's something I prefer to use, and I posted this yesterday and said purple. As you can see, we entered purple. Now I'm going to explain just what that means, but just note the prior times we do it tends to mark bottoms when we're in a bull market, okay? And even in a bear market, it tends to mark moments of relief. So what is this crazy metric? Well, it's Bitcoin FOMO Finder, and it's more or less a fear and greed index. It's more or less the same thing, okay? It just gives you this. You can see, according to this, we are in panic, okay? So that makes a lot more sense to me. Based on the comments, based on the amount of toxicity I saw online and people fighting with each other and people saying, ha, told you so, and X, Y, and Z, based on all of that, it just looks like normal cycle low stuff to me. It looks like the people that lack cojones are unable to sit through their position. They're unable to deal with what is going on. Again, if I scroll down here, right, you can see we almost never actually reach pink, which is the most extreme of the extreme panic. We almost never reach that. If we do, it's for 1 or 2 candles. We got all the way down to dark purple yesterday. So again, it speaks to the cycle lows doing cycle low things. It speaks to the cycle lows flushing and resetting the sentiment. And all of this makes sense. Not only that, but the 4-hour RSI level has been reset to right back here, a level not seen since August of 2023. Okay, we are getting ready. We are getting ready to make this reversal right in that timing window for a cycle low again. And when I said earlier about, I'm making these jokes of people don't have cojones, right? You're acting like spoiled children. This is what you don't understand, okay? Top to bottom, we're down 15%, guys. 15%. And everyone is acting like the end of the world has occurred. Everyone is acting like this is unacceptable amounts of volatility. And again, I'm here to say, if that is you, then where are your cojones? Okay, how can you look yourself in the mirror and be happy with what you're seeing? Okay, look at what prior bull runs look like. 43, 40, 34, 34, 40, 41, 31%, the whole way up. Okay, and look at us now, 20, 22, 22, 22, 23. And currently, what, 15, 20%? Maybe. Are we really going to throw our toys out the pram over this? Right into a cycle low? I don't know, man. I think this bull run has spoiled a lot of people. I really, really do. Everyone's here for something like a 4 to 10x pump, and yet they don't want to tolerate a 15% drawdown. Really? Are we having this conversation? Again, I think the theme of today's episode is, where are your cojones? Meanwhile, look at NVIDIA, okay? Breaking down from its third angle. Now, I'm not calling tops here. I'm not saying you should short, although there is a clear area on the chart to manage the risk around if you're going to take this breakout. It's not for me, right? I think we got bigger fish to fry at the moment than trying to top pick NVIDIA, which is probably going to build some structure and go again. That would be my guess. But anyway, you do you. The reason I'm bringing this up is because usually some sideways action for NVIDIA, i.e. if we go back here and it builds some kind of structure out, something like this, benefits Bitcoin, okay? So you can see here, a little bit of sideways consolidation. What does Bitcoin do? Sees perhaps rotation, maybe correlation is not causation, but again here we see sideways range. What happens to Bitcoin? It does Bitcoin things. If we get sideways consolidation here for NVIDIA, can we see this? Obviously not that. It's obviously not to scale, okay? And just a couple more things to show you, okay? We were talking about these two scenarios, and in here, everyone was saying, Camel, you're being ridiculous. Why are you hanging on to left translation? Why? Bob's taking it off the table, Camel. Camel, no way you're going to get a top in just a few weeks' time, okay? And I was saying, look, maybe that is true. Maybe this red scenario is going to play. And did you know how me and Bob both had a third scenario? Both of us agreed it was the least likely. And that was that we had some big puke like this, and then off we went. Okay? But the point I'm trying to make here is we've left everything on the table. Everyone keeps being quick to point at a couple of big red candles and say, that's it, this is invalidated, that's invalidated, blah, blah, blah. You're just revealing yourself as having no emotional control, no ability to remain objective. Has anything changed at all in weeks? I would say it has not. Here we are, progressed a little bit into a cycle low, and now what do we know? We're waiting to see a swing. We're waiting to see how price reacts out of this cycle low. Could it go slightly lower first? Sure, of course it could. It's a market. Anything could happen. Could this be the start of the end? Of course it could. It's a market. But was that false yesterday? Was that false 10 days ago? No. Any day could be the start of the end, right? This could have been it. This. We could do this all day, okay? It's a market. Anything and everything is on the table, the same as any other day of the week. So has anything really changed? It hasn't, right? It hasn't. And I can see so much fear, uncertainty, panic, all sorts out there. Guys, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So I'm here to tell you one more time, okay? Cycle lows doing cycle low things. Notice how the Elliott waivers, which by the way, a lot of the time overlap with cycles, okay? They've had some major invalidations hit and are now calling this the 3 into the 4 before the 5. Why is that so important? Because even the Elliott waivers now have been forced to understand that it is now nearly third angle time, okay? It's nearly third angle time. So right when everyone was thinking that, Camel, why are you sticking to left translation? Why are you pretending like like we're not invalidated here? Camel, don't you know about this, that, the other? What we are objectively probably about to do, okay, is find that cycle low, come swinging out of here in a 5th wave and a 3rd angle. And again, if I try to, I don't know, grab some arbitrary point here and make a vertical line as close as I possibly can, we're going to be in that left translated ballpark, okay? This is just the reality of the situation, guys. This is just the reality of the situation. There's nothing easy about it, don't get me wrong, okay? Like I said, every day is the start, potentially, of the end. But you can see, I come on here every day, I say the same thing every day. Once it's invalidated, I'll come back here and make some different content, right? We break down to this 2nd angle convincingly. Let's use this chart here, okay? Let's use this one. So we've got our 1st angle in red, our 2nd angle in red. We're looking for that 3rd and final angle. Now, if we break down from this 2nd angle, okay, and lose this convincingly on a daily closing basis, right? We trade multiple daily closes below that 2nd angle. Then we've got a breakdown. Then things are changing. If we find this daily cycle low any day now and do something like this, break down, confirmation via a failed daily cycle, okay, then I'll make some different content. Then we're not talking about 3rd angles anymore. Then we're talking about actually exiting this market and getting out the way of it for a while, okay? But the absolute reality is, I come on here every single day. I say, look, there's probably going to be a cycle low. Look, we're still holding the 2nd angle. Look, no invalidation. And all I see is people going absolutely mental. That's all I see. Everywhere I look. Camel, bro. 30k is next, bro. Okay, short it then. Short it max leverage. Why are you here? I don't care. I don't care. So I don't mean to be so dismissive, right? I don't mean to be so dismissive. But this is business. This is business, okay? So do you want to act like it's a business, or do you want to just, keep writing things for the sake of writing things, okay? If you think it's going down, short it. Short it. Come back in 2 weeks. Let me know how you get on. So as ever, right? Extra coffee in the morning, a little bit of crack pipe, fires me up, ready to make one of these epic videos for you guys. As you can see, okay, I haven't said anything new today. I really, really haven't, okay? Cycle low's doing cycle low things. People that have been following me for any length of time know that that's exactly what we do, right? We smoke crack and we find cycle lows. It's as easy... That's all there is to it, okay? And as always, we could do something like this and break down. Then we know our invalidation, but we've known our invalidation. Has our invalidation changed in weeks? No, it hasn't, right? This has been the same invalidation ever since we had the 2nd touch point here. This has been invalidation the entire time, okay? And the entire time, print a failed daily cycle after a breakdown, or print some failed daily cycles and then break down. Then we've got the market change in structure. But the trend is your friend until the end. And I see no reason to get away from this 3rd and final angle. I'll tell you what as well, right? Just a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months at the most, in this neighborhood, people that had been doubting the left translation the whole way up had hopped on the bandwagon. But let me tell you, every one of those people has hopped off, jumped off of the roof, risking their lives because there's no way they want to be part of the left translated bandwagon anymore. Okay, so how do you harm the most amount of participants? Moon this thing into a double, left translation, okay? What is a left translation was the narrative the whole way up. Oh yeah, left translation, bro, okay? Left translated, invalidated. And then finally, it turns out they were right all along. It's just they never put in the work. Most people didn't put in the time. Most people didn't learn how to study. Most people didn't even learn how to define the cycles, okay? So I think I've said plenty. If anything, I think I've said too much. I'm sure these kind of rants kind of sometimes piss people off. And that's okay, right? It's okay. Because frankly, it acts for a filter for the people that are actually here to work, for the people that are actually here to be objective, to consider all the outcomes, right? To understand that there are no absolutes. And just because we see a candle move down does not necessarily mean that 30k comes next, right? Or some number that you weren't even calling for days ago, right? If that was really the target, you would have had that target weeks and weeks and weeks ago, right? So as ever, there's nothing new under the sun. I haven't said anything I haven't been saying over and over and over again. I hope you'll consider that, right? I hope you can stay calm, and I hope you manage risk, because ultimately, if your positions are managed, okay, if you're going to get stopped out and you've managed the risk, you haven't oversized, you haven't over leveraged, then none of this makes you flinch. I haven't flinched this entire move, right? One, because I got cojones and this is only 15%, okay? But two, because the risk is managed, right? I'm not going to liquidate my account. I'm not going broke if I get a couple stops, right? If I have to cut these positions on a stop out or a trend line breakdown. I'm not going broke, okay? Camel's going to be just fine. I'm always fine because I manage risk. So there's a lesson here, isn't there? Right? If you're about to get liquidated and you can't sleep last night, okay, then manage risk. Learn how to actually be a professional. Learn how to be an actual businessman or business lady. Anyway, I am just rambling for the sake of rambling now, so I'm going to love you and leave you. But I hope you consider what I said, and I hope you're doing well in life. Until next time, take care from me. All the best. Cheers. Bye.